We now begin our discussion of the key class in this app, which is our Canon View class that, as you can see here on line 23, extends surface view. So this is our custom surface view where we will be drawing graphics on the screen, and more importantly, we'll be drawing those graphics from a separate thread of execution from the normal graphical user interface thread. And this is extremely important whenever you have lots of manipulations that require complex calculations, such as those that can often happen in games, because again, you don't want to have the possibility of an application not responding or ANR dialog appearing on the screen, which affects the user's perception of your app and also their ability to interact with your app as well. So we have a number of import statements, as you can see here on the screen. Some of the key things that are new in this app are the fact that we're using graphics. So we'll use a canvas to actually perform drawing operations, and then we'll manipulate colors. Paint objects will be used to specify the characteristics of things like lines that we draw, and point objects will be used to specify coordinates on the screen. Once again, we are using an audio manager to help us with things like the volume control. And we'll also take advantage of a sound pool, which allows you to manage sound resources, such as those that we've stored here in the raw folder underneath our resources folder for the project. In addition, we have a import for surface holder. Whenever you have a surface view, you use a surface holder to interact with the surface view, and most importantly, the surface holder gives you the ability to obtain the canvas that allows you to draw on the surface view. And of course, we've imported surface view here because that's the class that we're extending. Now, our Canon View class does indeed extend surface view, so it's a custom type of surface view, and it also implements surfaceholder.callback, which is an interface that defines some lifecycle methods that you can respond to for a surface view, such as when it's created, when it's destroyed, or when its size happens to change. Now, we have a tremendous number of variables and static constants that we use in this class, and we'll talk about most of these as we go through the rest of the class definition. I just want to point out a couple of key things here, such as the canon thread variable that we've defined here at line 26. The canon thread is going to be the thread of execution that manages all of the game elements and updates all of their positions on the screen throughout the game. And then the canon thread will actually determine when to draw all of those items onto the surface view. We have some constants that represent various aspects of the game, such as how many target pieces there are, what the penalty is for missing, and the penalty, or not the penalty, but the bonus for hitting a target. And then we have various status variables and other variables that help us manage the many different pieces inside the game. So again, we'll talk about all of those as we see them in later parts of the Canon View discussion. Here at lines 75 through 79, we have some constants and variables that will help us manage the sounds. We'll be mapping the sounds IDs that we've defined up here at lines 75, 6, and 7 to the actual sounds that will load into memory, and then we'll use a sound pool to actually manage those sounds. And at lines 82 through 87, we declare a bunch of paint objects which will be used to specify the characteristics of various things that we display on the screen, such as text, the cannonball, the cannon itself, the blocker and the target, and also the background color as well for any time that we need to clear the background.